I'm Donald McIntyre and I'm an investigative reporter, and over the last 20 years I've met and exposed some of the most dangerous people in society: serious organised criminals, gangsters, hitmen, bank robbers. All of these people, none of them started out bad, but they were faced with choices at the wrong time. Looking back now, I know for certain that 95% of those very serious criminals, if they had the chance, would change the choices they made. The secret to protecting yourself from making bad choices, from going down the serious and organised crime route, destroying lives and the lives of people around you, is to listen to those who've made those mistakes. They've made them so you don't have to. Now they're rebuilding their lives. Listen to them, and this is what this film is all about.
Hi, I'm Jamie Dorrington. You might know me from BBC One Happy Valley. I used to be involved in serious and organised crime, and now I just spend my time acting and talking to students and kids about how not to get involved in serious and organised crime.
My name's Peter Wolfe. I spent 18 and a half years of my life in prison. I can't even begin to tell you how many crimes I committed. I started taking drugs when I was 10 years of age, and I took them continuously for the next 30 years. The consequences of my drug and alcoholism is that I've now got cirrhosis of the liver, which is an incurable liver disease which will probably kill me. I once lived in Park Lane and ended up living on a park bench.
I had a box, a sort of treasure trove of sorts, and in it I kept all sorts of things I'd hold to court. A gold chain rope, Nana's brooch, a movie ticket for Star Wars. I kept them all so really close, like me and Dad before we'd hit the road. But now the boys on the estate have made me part of it, gave me back a sense of my pride, like they'd restarted it. It was only them and only them who ever saw me. Often lonely, just me and Mum at home since Dad disowned me. But in return they said I need at times to stash a bit of cash, maybe some weed or pills, and then I'd fill my hidden cash. Yeah man, in a flash I'd never ask or answer back, and chance a slap when it's a fact these older lads have got my back. I'd hide, I'd lie, I'd try to give an alibi and be the eyes and ears, tell them everything I see and hear, which isn't that severe, cause around here we're pretty feared. And if the cops appear, you shout it out now loud and clear.
I don't think it's a life choice for the majority of young people. I think it's a matter of being part of something, part of a group of people, part of a family even, part of just being accepted by their peers.
I was a DJ back in the day, and I obviously worked in clubs and stuff, and I met some underworld figures through DJing, really, through that scene, and got involved in it through that. So that's basically where it started. The attraction, I suppose, was when my DJing career was slightly going downhill and stuff like that. The attraction was, you know, it was a nice lifestyle, or what I thought was a nice lifestyle. You know, nice clothes and obviously working, not doing a lot, and it's not a 9-to-5 job, but you can get good money out of it. Do you know what I mean? That was the attraction, really. So I love cars. I was like, well, how hard can it be to be a driver? Well, it's like a dodgy taxi driver, isn't it?
Well, the first time I can remember as a child getting caught smoking, and that was the first real sort of encounter with the police. But then I got arrested when I was 10 for burglary, and I went to this approved school where the magistrate said you're going to go to a secure place where they'll make a man of you. Sadly, all what happened to me in that approved school was I got abused physically, emotionally and sexually.
Definitely, 100%. I mean, if you do something wrong in, you know, organised crime, and they can't get you for it, you know, if you've made a mistake, or what a crime family or, you know, a gang or whatever you want to call it would class as a mistake, the first protocol would be, you know, your family. or well, your friends and then your family. Do you know what I mean? Because that's they're the closest to your heart. So.
And I work in prisons now, and some prisons that I work in, I'm scared of going into. Every day there's stabbings, cuttings, people getting scalded with hot water. They do a mixture of hot water and sugar so it sticks to you. Prison's not a nice place. There's lots and lots of bad stuff going on.
I'm sat in a box, a sort of treasure trove of sorts, and if a voice could call from these walls, it would speak of all these blokes' lost hopes. It's my second spell inside a cell, it's like a living hell at times, but it's the price I pay for the way I live my life. They say it isn't right, I say they can't see my plight, and if you've never tried to pick me up, you're not in my line of sight. I'm dynamite cause I've blown up the corner, 10 men deep, 20 hands and feet raining down. Now if you want me, you won't be talking out of line this time. This organised crime is mine, I'm serious, just like an evil genius. I'm reeling and a feeling of I'm bleeding it slowly, like you didn't know me. There's no one above this man, you're all below me. This all came naturally, so naturally lads from other gangs started to ask for me, telling everyone man how they'll capture me, dispatching me. It's like my name is blasphemy. Apparently I've taxed the patch and heading for catastrophe.
When I see your face, I feel like I'm a drown on all the tears I cry. And when I hear your name, I don't hear no other sound. Now I've laid you down.
I think the main thing that got me out of that life was education. If I'm really honest, it was something I never got into as a child. Even though I was never academically lacking, I just thought education weren't for me as a child. Years later, I realised education was for me, and life's full of if onlys, and I wish I had. But I wish I had got into education. That would have been my pathway to great things, I believe. And education is essential.
You're never away from it. You can be out of it, but once you're involved in it, if you've seen violence or you've seen, say, a robbery, or you've witnessed a crime that group of people have done, or you and someone else has done, then you're never out of it because you are a witness to that crime.
From the very first bad choice you get involved with as a youngster, it just snowballs. It's the snowball effect because you're around like-minded people who are making those continuous bad choices. My big advice would be, before you do anything, think about it. Think how it's going to affect, first of all, yourself, first of all, the people you love, and then the people who love you. They're the most important things on this planet.
I lie in a box, a sort of treasure trove of sorts, and on the lid lie all the flowers that the funeral party brought. My mum's distraught as she chokes upon the tears she's fought so hard to soak up with the faith in the fact I'd see straight and avoid an early grave. I've been troubled from the early days. I mean, I'm barely 28 now when I'm laid out at the pearly gates. I could never run to save my life, so on that night it's no surprise when I got chased with that knife that I would regret every sentiment that has ever led to me repenting on the run while I'm fleeing from a hired gun. Crying, panicking, denying that my time has come for dying in the street at the feet of those I'd overrun. It could have been so different, I could have never had to watch my back, or made a pact with a pack of boys bound for infamy. Now he's got it in for me. The stab wound looked simply like an injury, but then the police were searching for my next of kin for me.
When I see your face, I feel like I'm a drown on all the tears I cry. And when I hear your name, I don't hear no other sound. Now I've laid you down.
Thing called restorative justice, that my life was turned round. That was when I came face to face with the last victims of any crimes I committed. And basically what happened was I sat down with those people and we shared each other's pain. And from that moment onwards I understood. I've now been out of prison for 14 years. I'm very successful, got my own home, married, children.
There's no such thing as easy money, is what I'd say, because that is what would entice any young kid or any young man you know, to get involved in it. So I would say, you know, make that choice, and that choice is yours, you know what I mean? But it's a life choice. 5 years later down the line, when you're thinking about what you've done, can you sleep at night? You know, are you going to have sleepless nights? Are you going to be paranoid? Are you going to be looking over your shoulder? Are you going to be paranoid about everyone you come into contact with? Because, you know, that's what I went through and still do now. At the end of the day, everyone's got a choice, but just remember, it's a life choice, and it needs to be the right choice.
Before committing that first crime, think about how it's going to impact on yourself and your family. Thank you.
Now you've seen the film, you've seen the difference the right choice can make. This is your life, these are your choices. Go forward and make the difference.